Can we just have a chat about, what just happened? The Klassiker, one of the biggest games in Germany every season. The game just finished about an hour ago for me. And I just have to talk about it. I've already ranted enough about this on my Twitter page, but I feel like that's 260, characters is not enough to express my feelings about this game. I sound so serious, but I just need to get this off my chest. Like, there's so many things. First and most obvious thing, the red card situation. The Jude Bellingham situation on Alphonso Davies, it's a red card. Bellingham, about 30 minutes earlier, was actually booked for a tackle on Musiala, I think. And then in the 45th minute, about half an hour later, he did this to Alphonso Davies. We get it's not intentional because, it's not going to be. And he even said after the game, like, oh, it's not intentional. And we all know it's not intentional. But no red card in football is intentional. But yeah, maybe Zidane or Materazzi about 15 years ago. Yeah, that was probably intentional. And it was intentional. We all know it. But this tackle from Bellingham on Davies is not intentional, and we get it. But yeah, he actually had to be subbed off because it got so bad. It was something towards his eye socket. His eye socket could have definitely actually broke there. But in my personal opinion, that should be a red card. Like, no matter how much you don't mean it and it's not intentional, a clumsy mistake is obviously going to lead to a card. It was about the 45th minute. Maybe it just wasn't too much, to actually be a red card at the time. You could even argue for that to be a straight red, but that's a whole nother discussion. That challenge didn't get Jude Bellingham sent off, but this from Kingsley Coman got him sent off. Yes, it was in the 85th minute. It was 2-1 to Bayern. He got frustrated. He grabbed Adeyemi's shirt to kind of stop the counter-attack. But, because my opinion, yes, it's a red card. Like, he grabs his shirt, he stops the counter-attack a little bit. I'm not saying Coman should not have got a red card, but he definitely should have, and he did. But what I'm so confused about is how Coman got a red card and Bellingham didn't. So yeah, the red card could have actually changed the game completely. Say Bellingham got the red card in 45th minute, Bayern would have played the whole second half with one more player. If Bayern had one more player throughout the whole 45 minutes, we probably would have won the game, probably 3 or 4-0, since being one man up is a huge advantage, especially for 45 minutes. The second point I just want to make is how important Matthijs de Ligt is for us. I put out this tweet, and yeah, it's actually mental when you think about it. It's like, as soon as we subbed off Matthijs de Ligt, we instantly started being so shaky in defense. Dortmund go more and more back into the game, more and more chances. Yeah, it's kind of straightforward. We concede 2 goals as soon as we take off de Ligt. I think there was a reason for it. I think he was injured of some sort. I could be wrong. Apparently he said to Nagelsmann, like, during halftime or something, that he felt something in his, like, thigh or something. Meaning Pavard had to go at centre back and we brought Masraoui for right back. Also, Davies having to get subbed off. We basically played with a whole new defense for the last 30 minutes or so. And that obviously led to us conceding 2 goals. Fantastic. Yeah, we also brought on Stanisic for the injured Davies, which usually should be like, okay, Stanisic comes on, we're fine, he's a good player, but my god, I'm sorry, but he stinks. He had such a tough time against Adeyemi when he brought on. Such a tough time. He was done out for pace, for agility, for everything. He got absolutely destroyed by Adeyemi. Something like, I had a lot of faith in Stanisic from last season when he had his little breakthrough. Like, I get it, like, he gets subbed on a left back, against a pacey Adeyemi. But I just have to say, he was awful. I'd say because we went into the game with Davies at left back, Upamecano de Ligt as centre backs, and Pavard at right back. And we ended the game with Stanisic left back, Pavard and Upamecano at centre back, and Masraoui
What?
And Masraoui at right back. I'm not surprised we conceded 2 goals to bottle the game. I'm not surprised. Another point I want to make is Julian Nagelsmann's substitution making. So yeah, Kimmich got brought on at halftime, which I like, because Sabitzer didn't have a great game today. And Kimmich did it very well, so that was a very good sub. Brought off Gnabry for Kingsley Coman. Yeah. He obviously got the first yellow card on Bellingham. It was probably just pure frustration from Kingsley Coman there. Very stupid yellow card to actually take. Just such a late challenge. Just should not go in for the slide tackle whatsoever there. Nagelsmann then obviously subbed on Stanisic for Davies. Basically, we didn't really have much choice. Then came the whole de Ligt thing. He got subbed off in the 62nd minute. And then just all went downhill from there. Substitution I got most angry about. Why on God's green earth do we bring on Choupo-Moting? Why? Literally, bring on Mattis Tell. How fucking difficult can it be? Yeah, I get it. Chupo has more experience. Tell is only 17. So, I'm sorry, but Chupo is not it anymore. Literally, when we need to hold on to a game. Because Chupo gets subbed on in the 80th minute. Realistically, we need to both hold on to the game and try and push for a goal to, see out the game. Just close the game. Bring on Mattis Tell. For the speed, for the dribbling, a tired Dortmund defense is not going to keep up with a fresh Mattis Tell. They're not. They're absolutely not. But instead, he brings on Choupo-Moting, who, surprise, surprise, does absolutely nothing the time he's on. I think he did about 2 passes and just stood in the middle, did nothing. What a great sub. What a fantastic sub. Choupo-Moting is like, what, 5'3", 5'4", maybe? He's had his experience. He's tired. He's slow. He's sluggish. Bring on a fresh, young talent that we spent fucking 25 mil on. Maybe even 30 mil. I don't know. It's just so sad the subs Nagelsmann makes sometimes. Literally, what else does Tell have to do just to get some minutes? Does he have to be old to get some minutes? I don't get it. I literally don't get it. But of course, we can't blame this result on, just the referees, just the goals, just this player, that player, Nagelsmann, We have to blame it on ourselves too. Yet again, we have chances that we just can't convert. I think Mane had a basically open goal header that is scuffed out wide, I think, anyway. We had so many chances. Yet again, we didn't score. My whole commentator was going on about, oh, they're missing Lewandowski in the box, they're missing Lewandowski in the box, blah, 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 blah. Shut up. It's so funny how, especially Swedish commentators, they have such an agenda against Bayern for some reason. They're always banging on about, if Bayern don't score, they're missing Lewandowski. If Bayern score, Lewandowski was irrelevant. There's no in between. That's why I hate Swedish media, but I could rant out for probably eternity of time about how much I hate them. So the point is, we had chances. We have to blame ourselves. We still have to work on it. We did score 2 goals today. Yeah, it definitely could have been 3 or 4, and that's on us. But then come the 2 goals we concede. It's the 73rd, 74th minute-ish. We're looking good. We're up 2-0. We just have to close the game out. And from absolutely out of nowhere, Yusufa Moukoko comes and scores. And with the shaky defense that we've had for about 10-15 minutes at the time, I just had the pure feeling that a goal was coming, 100%. And it's a well-worked goal. There's nothing, there's nothing against that. It's a simple goal, gets them back into the game. The whole Signal Iduna Park wakes up again, and suddenly the game is on. Then we have the 90+4 goal. Actually, before we go into 90+4 goal, we have Modest's miss earlier. Stanisic, again, gets absolutely destroyed by Adeyemi. He's nowhere to be seen. He's completely lost. Squares it in, and luckily, Modest does not get a foul into that. He misses it for some reason. It's a huge chance missed. And I thought, okay, we got away with murder there. Wake up and win this game. I thought, okay, we got our little scare, but we're good now. We're gonna, wake up from that and realize, okay, just defend, win this game. Done. Thank you. And that was not to be the case. Dortmund, from the 90th minute, just absolutely pushes on. They're the well-bear team. They get 3 or 4 corners. Their goalkeeper is basically living rent-free in our box. And what I actually got really angry about was when they had a corner, their goalkeeper was in the box. We cleared it. I think Jamal actually cleared it. I think it was Sane and, was it Wolf or was it Schlotterbeck? I don't know. One of the two anyway. Was last man. And realistically, Sane should have just pushed on trying to get the ball, because it was literally an open net. But what I got so angry about was Sane should have absolutely pressed the hell out of that last man, because he fully gave up. I don't have the clip. I'm CB to find it, to be dead honest with you. But basically, the Dortmund defender goes here to get the ball. Sane's run here, basically here anyway. He runs for a little bit, then it stops and it goes back. Could have basically pressed onto the defender. He could have got the ball, maybe scored. I don't know. It's an open net. Why not? Because what Dortmund actually got from that last man, they got a good pass up to the midfield. I think it was Bellingham or whoever it was, who then had all the opportunity to just push on. I think they got more corners, and then eventually they scored. Because what Leroy could have done, instead of just stop and run back, he could have just pressed the man, the man could have been under a lot of pressure, obviously, because he has a Leroy Sané running towards him. He could have just cleared the ball with no hesitation, just clear the ball. We could have won the header, and then maybe had an attack, or we could hold on to the ball. But instead, Leroy absolutely just stops, and he can make a decent or a very good pass even to the midfielder, who then just has all the time in the world to actually push on, and then they score. I don't really think that was speaking of enough, because Leroy could have actually he was definitely faster than the last man. He was a little bit behind, but he definitely could just put all the pace on and just put so much pressure on him. I'm gonna move on from that situation, but then their goal comes. I think they have a corner or whatever, and then they make a slightly bad through ball. Schlotterbeck does really well to actually keep it in, and then puts a cross in, and then Modeste heads it in. Of course, Modeste in the box is absolutely dangerous. You know, that's basically what he's known for, his absolute powerful headers. But then again, it's bad defending from us. I think Masraoui is the one who is marking Modeste. I think Modeste gets away from him. But then again, Pavard is on the line. He only looks at the ball. He does not look at his surroundings, nothing. He's standing like this, just looking at the ball, has no clue what's happening behind him. And then boom, Anthony Modeste is there, and he's 2-2. So, all in all, dare I say, terrible game. But hey, these games happen. We are now on 16 points, I think. So I think we are either 3rd or 4th at the minute. I've seen people on mostly Twitter and most on Instagram as well. They're completely losing faith in Nagelsmann, and to be honest, I don't blame them. Like, I was really excited when, you know, Nagelsmann came in. You know, I thought like this would be a whole new thing, but genuinely, I knew from the start that this was not gonna work. I've always had the feeling of Nagelsmann, like, he's a very special coach. I think he's like the first coach we ever paid for. We literally paid like 15-20 mil for him, for a fucking manager. Like, he's brought in a completely new system, you know, trying the free back. The first season didn't go too well. Early exit to Villarreal, that just should not happen. An exit in the DFB Pokal 5-0 to Gladbach. I've not had the feeling of like, oh, we are the favorites to this game. We are going in with confidence to this game. We will win this game. I've never had that with Nagelsmann. A completely different story with Flick in 2020. Then every game was literally, oh, we're the better team, we're gonna win. It doesn't mean I want Nagelsmann out, but I don't know, I've never really had the faith and trust in Nagelsmann. Ever since we got, you know, rumored to sign him, I was like, okay, this is gonna be, I'm excited for it, but it was gonna be very, very interesting. Basically, something has to change. I don't know what has to change. I think our mentality needs to change. What I loved about Flick the most was his mentality. You know, his mentality of, there's no other option than winning. The 8-0 win against Schalke on the Bundesliga opener. In an interview, or like a post-match interview or whatever, he said we could definitely score 3 to 4 more goals in the first half. He said that after an 8-0 win. That, ladies and gentlemen, is real mentality. If we keep this form up, there's no way we're winning. We're fighting for Champions League spot. That's not acceptable whatsoever. There is this funny thing about that as well, that Kovac actually won the DFB Pokal when he joined. You know, Nagelsmann went out to Gladbach 5-0. Kovac lost in the Champions League to the best team in Europe, Liverpool, at the time, who actually ended up winning the competition. And Nagelsmann lost to a semi-weak Villarreal side. That should just not happen. That's what I'm saying. I feel like I just had to make this video just to, you know, express my feelings. Something has to change. And sometimes I wish Twitter had more than 260 characters limit. Leave a like and subscribe. There's a Guide to Glory going out tomorrow of my foot jump rewards. So stay tuned for that. So until tomorrow, peace.